Good afternoon, and welcome to M.M.E. I am Blind Prime, and that's Sugar the Cat. And for today, we're going to be talking about the vehicle mode for Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Skurge, and of course, the Frieza unit that sits in his back. Uh, Hi, Sugar. Yes, Sugar, I'm paying attention to the Transformer right now. I'm not paying attention to you. At least you're not sticking your butt in the camera. But you do need to move over here. Sugar, come over here. No. Both of my hands are over here. If you want the loves, it's over here. Come on, over here. There you go. Now people can see the Transformer. Yeah, isn't that better? That's better, at least for them. I know you don't care, because you're a cat. Yeah. All right. So we've done a robot review for this Scourge. We've done a transformation review, and I had some thoughts about the transformation. Overall, though, this is its vehicle mode is quite nice. I really enjoy it. Now, Sugar really enjoys the vehicle mode too. You can observe she keeps rubbing her face on it. Yeah, it's not going to give you pets back, Sugar. It's not going to give you pets back. No. She likes the pipes and how they tickle her face, I guess. I don't know. Sugar, I want to scratch your butt, all right? Hey, there you go. All right. So this semi-truck is, let me get the Lego pad out. We can talk about its length. It's not it's actually a pretty long vehicle. There we go. All right, so the length goes there and all the way to the 29 marker. No, wait. Am I wrong about that? Ooh, I am a little bit wrong about that. Sugar. Actually, it goes all the way to the 30. No. Is that the 28 marker? Yeah, okay. That's 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. So it goes to the 28 marker. All right, I had to get that correct. The back of it seems to have discombobulated itself a little bit. Let's go ahead and repair that. I just noticed. These back heels are not lined up right. They should just be perfectly lined up with one another. And straightening and everything out. Round. So if you've watched my transformation video on this guy, you know my thoughts on the transformation itself. I didn't think it was really a great transformation, but that's because you're transforming half the Transformer. You're transforming the front part of this truck, but nothing in the back really transforms. Nothing really happens, and you don't even really transform the legs at all, except for a couple of steps. It's not really. I didn't count it as a great transformation, and also it was trying to do too much. Trying to figure out how to defend my actions yesterday, giving it a 5 out of 10, but I shouldn't really. That's my opinion, and I don't think this is a great transformer kind of thing. It's a great little puzzle box. It's got some wonderful stuff, but when you're talking about the transformation part of it, it's just something's not right about it. Maybe it is that nothing seems to move into place just right. You gotta kind of, like I said, act as a combination. You kind of have to keep trying and missing until you get it right. But the vehicle mode, on the other hand, this is an excellent Freightliner. This really is. Yeah, you just stay laying right there, Sugar. The Freightliner itself is quite nice. I did like the fact that this is a long-nosed semi-truck that doesn't, the long nose of the semi-truck does become the shoulder pads, but it doesn't become the stacked shoulder pads on either side, like with G2 Optimus. I really appreciated that. And I did, too, like this Freightliner Truck style. The way they managed to get everything together for the transformation, into this truck mode is excellent. And I love the way that the hinges here actually become parts of the vehicle. Now, if you're a person out there who can see, then you've probably seen a Freightliner driving by before, and you know that it's got this big silver thing, and because I could see once, it's got this big silver thing beside the hood, and it's got a couple of other doohickeys just kind of hanging out above the wheels, the front wheels, and they're sticking out from the hood, and there's a couple of them. There's a big round one underneath the rearview mirror. or right beside the rearview mirror, and then there's a smaller one, and they did that here. They made the joints into the things that just kind of hang out on either side of the hood of a Freightliner, and I have to say that was mightily clever of them, mightily clever indeed. Good job on that one. That was good. And you know, if you've been watching, if you're a fan of my channel and you've heard me speak before about this stuff, you know how I feel about viewable hinges on the exterior. And I keep saying, if you've got to put hinges outside of the vehicle mode, then make them parts of the vehicle. And these designers did that. I may have some problems with their transformation, but I don't have any problems with what we get here in the vehicle mode. I got some issues with the vehicle mode overall, but that's just because of aesthetic reasons. Like the fact that the biggest issue I have is there's no fifth wheel. This entire back platform isn't like a flat thing you can plug a trailer into. Instead, it's some weird mess that you have to kind of slide the freezer unit into. And which, can I just say that I'm partly upset that Frieza doesn't become a freezer. I was thinking it was going to become a toolbox or a freezer unit or something like that. Like I thought, a deep freezer that becomes a transformer. That's what I got from the name. And instead we got something that's a gun. So shouldn't it just been called Howitzer instead of Frieza? Like Howla or something like that for Howitzer cannons instead of something based on an appliance that you see in your home, and we don't get enough appliance transformers. I would have thought it would have been a pretty cool. That was what I had in my head. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I get an image in my head whenever I hear these people talk about these things, and sometimes that image in my head is completely wrong. And when it comes to the case of this guy, I got some things wrong. And when I first heard about the Frieza, it was explained differently after a while, but when I first heard about it, I was thinking it was called Frieza because Transformers has a tendency to, name things after similar things that they transform into. So and it's not all the time. I mean, great example, Skurge here, but it is a lot of the time. I'd give it 50% of the time at the least. And I was thinking you'd get a Frieza unit that would actually plug into the back of the semi-truck, maybe like a tool chest looking thing. And it would just go between the smokestacks on the back of the vehicle mode. Yeah, I thought that would have been what it was, but it wasn't that. But I just wanted to share that. I do get things wrong, but I do get things right sometimes too. I just can never seem to remember when I get things right. I don't think about it. So let's talk about the sculpt work on this thing, because that is something I want to talk about with you. This is an excellent sculpt work. We've got this amazing front grille. You got a couple of chains coming across it. It is a really nice front grille. I like the front bumper, how low to the ground it is, how it kind of feels like a menacing front bumper. Like, if you came across a semi that was speeding up on your rear and it had a bumper like this that was very low to the ground and looked like it would just pop underneath your vehicle. Let's see if we can get a vehicle mode. Cliff jumper here. Maybe you can be it. So you're just driving. You're listening to your Taylor Swift or something like that. And then boom. That's kind of what I see happens here. He just comes up from underneath and plows into the vehicle. Ah, boom. I think that's how it will happen in the movie, for sure, judging by how that front bumper... If he doesn't use that front bumper to just completely obliterate cars, I will be upset, because that it just feels like it's a weaponized front bumper. It's solid, it's flat, it's got some edging on it to make it... Anyway, well, we're done talking about the front bumper. The front line front of the truck that's made up of the two shoulder pads in that middle section, actually quite nice. Though there's a divot in the hood there, but I think that's actually battle damage or something akin to that. But it isn't really the greatest because it's matched on the other side. So I don't know what that is, but it's some sort of etching in the actual vehicle itself. The front on it, though, it feels like they did put something on the nose there. The nose of the vehicle seems like it has some sort of ornamentation. But you do feel the tops of the grill for the truck mode there. That's cool. We do get some headlights, don't we? Where would the headlights be? The headlights I guess that's what these guys are there. And some more headlights hidden in there. There's not really easy to feel headlights on this guy, but I do believe they're there somewhere. Now, the wheels for this are really nice. He's got some great wheels. I do love the rivet action going on there. And these wheels are a lot bigger than I thought they would be. And that's an interesting thing. I've got another Transformer with wheels that are about that size, because for comparison, I got a leader class vehicle, because, oh no, not Twin Twist, no, I didn't mean to knock you over too. I just meant to pull that guy out. All right, I saved Twin Twist from falling. We're just going to set Twin Twist there. Okay, so I've got the Double Dealer, which is a leader class vehicle. We didn't get many leader class vehicles with wheels. I'm just going to mention that. Hasbro, Transformers people, we need to get some more leader class vehicles that have wheels, not trailers like this guy. So this is a full-on, comparison of these two guys, and it seems like Skurge's vehicle mode is slightly longer than Double Dealer's vehicle mode. And I think that's a nice little comparison for a leader class. Knocking stuff over all the time. I'm always knocking stuff over. Move it forwards just a bit and put this guy on the other side. Give a nice little comparison there. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that... No! Crap. You put this back first and then grab that. Wow, that actually went a distance, didn't it, guys? And it took out the Cobra Bat. Such an evil guy, taking out Cobra troops left and right. All right, so let's get back to this thing. The front of the cab, we've got some really nice graded windows there. They feel like armor-plated windows. And on the sides, we've got the rearview mirrors. And I do have another thing to compare sizes with that. I just mentioned it. Let me grab it. You know how I am about scale and trying to find where things match up in scale with one another, and it can be a difficult process to find that. No, this guy's wheels are not the wheels I'm looking for. They're too small, but his rearview mirror is the size that we need. This guy's wheels are the wheels I'm looking for. They're the right size. All right. So we've got a couple of other Studio Series figures here. I don't get many Studio Series figures, but I did get the Devastator because I'm a glutton for Devastators. Here's the Mixmaster, and Mixmaster compared with the Skurge, and we get that Skurge is just slightly longer than Mixmaster. Yeah, do a little comparison of their differences in depth, like width-wise. They're actually about the same width. And then we're going to put the Mixmaster there, give you a nice little comparison again. Now, Mixmaster's rear view mirrors, that's the word for it, and the rear view mirrors on Skurge are different sizes. And this is how I've been able to figure out scaling in Transformers, because the vehicles can run all over the place in scale, and I'm always happy whenever I get some rear view mirrors, because they do try to keep those in scale. This guy's rear view mirrors are super tiny, because this guy, even though he was Voyager class, is more in the core class scale when it comes to his vehicle mode. But his wheels are the right size wheels that I knew I had seen before. Yep, they are about the same exact size. I think it's really interesting that this Skurge has such large wheels. It's really odd. They upscaled the semi-truck mode so that they could fit a leader class figure in it. And that's what I think is going on here. So where our other leader class vehicle modes, or the majority of our vehicle modes, have been 132 scale, except for this vehicle mode right here. This is the, I'm losing his name right now, but he is from the Devastator series. He's the front end loader with the giant wheels. And according to his rear view mirror, he is more on the Hot Wheels side. So core class Hot Wheels, core class isn't actually 1/64 scale. It's more like 1/48 scale, but it's close enough for hand grenades and horseshoes. And Micromaster class is 1/64 scale, so consider that the same as Hot Wheels scale. And this guy right here is more on the 1/48. He's perfect for your core class figures. I do think that's fun, that if you really wanted to make it weird, the Devastator is actually more in the core class scale than in the 6-inch scale. Just an interesting little aspect on that. Some of the vehicles don't fit that, of course, because they're a little too big. They screwed up the scaling. Hasbro does not like scaling all the vehicles correctly. And I've talked about scaling for about 3 minutes now. Let's move on. So the door we have on the side of the cab, you can actually feel that, there's a door there. They did a decent job making that scaling, not scaling, sculpting. They did a good job with that sculpt work. We got the little steps so that they can step up into this thing. And this further tells me this is maybe larger than our normal vehicle scales, because our normal vehicle scales have been, like I said, on the 32 or 1-inch scale list. And that's just a little bit bigger. The side windows have some armor plates in them, or at least little armor bars to, I guess, protect them, or it's just that the window's recessed in there. The smokestacks are excellent. I love the texture on them. You got some nice smokestack texture. They, of course, have the hollow waffling going on the inside of them, which is a bit sad because so much of these is visible, but they did try to hide it with making it curly Q, kind of. I think it's all right, but it is what it is. Another thing about the smokestacks that I noticed, which I was a bit saddened by, is that they don't have access to, they don't have the ability to plug any ports into them, so you can't have little flame effects coming out of the smokestacks or something like that. And anyway, all of them are bent backwards, and none of them are pointed up. Like, it'd be cool if the front one was pointed upwards and the back one was bent backwards, but since they're both bent backwards, you can't really do anything about that. That is a shame. That is a shame. Now we come over here to the back area. We don't really get much of a fuel tank on this guy. It's right there below the pipes, but it's very small and minuscule. Like they did their minimalist best with what they had there in the fuel tank. They said it's another one of those instances of they designed the movie figure first. On the movie, the CGI character, and then they came by and designed the toy after it. So some of the questions that should have been asked for the CGI rendering weren't asked because they didn't have a toy to look at and go, hey, how do we hide these gas tanks? So they kind of made them a little too small to actually be gas tanks, but they're there. They just feel a little puny. And we come back here further, we've got the beginning of the rear wheels, and they're, of course, double rear wheels, and I forgot to mention a transformation step. You're supposed to actually pop out this wheel down here, but doing it isn't the easiest thing to do, and sometimes it does it by itself, and you don't even realize. This wheel on the back end moves in and out, and it's supposed to stretch out to match the wheel in front of it, but my copy doesn't do that. At least if it does that, it's stupid difficult to pop that wheel out, so I don't even bother. But there is that wheel that you have to pop out to match the wheels over there, which is odd. I don't know why they just didn't do the double wheel thing like they did with these. They gave you the impression with some good sculpt work that there is a second pair of wheels when there's not. How awesome would it be, though, if a Transformer actually gave us multiple wheels on one area like that, instead of hiding the fact that there's not enough wheels? I think that would be really fun. So that's kind of him. The roof of his vehicle mode is a bit on the weird side. It's not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. You got a big old horn on one side, but you don't have a horn thing on the other side. You just have this little like light thing, or maybe it's supposed to be a horn that got ripped off. But you do have some runner lights on the top of the vehicle, on the roof, and that's about it. This is an excellent rendition of a Freightliner truck, that's for sure. It's got all the cool stuff. Let's go ahead and remove the freezer unit. We'll talk about the rear part, which is kind of hollow. Okay, pick it up so you can see. Stick your finger. I don't think that sheer amount of hollowness should exist in a leader class figure. I'm just going to be straight with you on that one. Could have done some paneling maybe, but then again, the movie figure's legs are just really, really, really skinny. It's just so weird how skinny he is, and his legs. And this guy's, you see it in the vehicle mode here because of the skinny legs. They didn't have enough things to do to make this entire back padded out. So they created this Frieza unit, which is it's a little gun. It has 4 transformations, which all they say are transformations, but none of them are really. They're just moving the arms and legs around and pegging them into each other a little differently. Some people consider that a transformation. I consider that lackluster. You can move the gun down, and it just kind of hangles, and that's how you can make this guy into some sort of tow truck. People keep saying tow truck. Well, this is a semi-truck tow truck, I guess. And these guys are meant to be able to carry a lot of weight, so it would make sense that the actual sugar, that's the actual part I'm showing off in the video. I don't have to spin it around. Okay, so the putting his gun just hanging there loosely kind of resembles the end of a hook. Sugar. Kind of resembles the end of a hook, and it's kind of neat to make him into some sort of tow truck that carries just semi-trucks. They have a different type of loadout. They require, they're pulling a lot more weight, so they require a lot more torque and a lot more. Now, I'm still talking about the back of the vehicle. Sugar, you silly thing. Okay, but yeah. So if you want to make it into some sort of weird tow truck for semi trucks, then that's what you do, and then on the back end here we have everything else that's done up. There we go. For some reason that back feet area just did not want to be a right. This overall is an excellent vehicle mode for subpar transformation, mainly because, like I said before, the transformation was just doing too much. They just tried too much with the transformation, and we're just going to say it has Spider-Man 3 problems. If you're old enough to get that, the Spider-Man 3 movie, they just tried too much. They threw too many things in, and it became a hot mess. And that's kind of what this feels like. You've got some really cool stuff. I love how the shoulders work. I love how the chest works. I just don't like how the entire cab of the truck works and how it just folds up into the backpack to make the entire top of the robot mode so heavy, when they could have figured out some way to make the actual sides of the cab kind of fold into the legs during transformation, so that the backpack wouldn't be so heavy and some of that weight would have been displaced further to the legs to make it easier to pose. But other than that, this truck mode is top notch. They did a very good job with it, in my opinion. I think this is a very nice Freightliner. It's a nice representation of one when you don't think about the fact it's missing a 5th wheel. Do get the Frieza unit if you're going to get this guy. That does help fill in that gap, and I'm sure if you read the instructions, you'll know how to you'll do a better job of putting this guy together than I did. That's for sure. I did my best here, and for some reason these tentacles always screw with Frieza and cause him to pop out of his sockets. He's got these 2 weird sockets. I'm going to leave off with that because that was something else I noticed about this. All right, so if you feel on the back here, you got above the 2 wheels. One's further out than the other. Above the further out wheel, you got these little tabby things. Then you fold down from there, and it's this dip that comes down on either side, and then it goes back up for the end of the vehicle. You got this weird little divot, like you can rest something in there. Now, like this thing, it can actually just chill out in there when you don't have the Frieza unit. So that's where you store it. You can just hang it out in that little groovy spot. But when you transform Frieza here, you get these elbow things that make those 2 shapes. And when you get those shapes lined up, you just put them right in like that. And those shapes line down, and it's really cool. And I think there may actually be some tab action that you can do there. Wait a minute. Is that a tab on the inside of his arm I missed before? Holy crap, I think it is. Let's see if we can do something here for the first time, ladies and gents. Let's go ahead and put those tentacles up. Let's move that piece around. All right, now let's see if we just attach that piece into that, right? No, you didn't want to? No, it's your feet. They got in the way. Okay, so we're just going to move that piece up like that, and then we're going to attach that piece there, and that piece there, right? No, they didn't want to attach. I think they're supposed to attach, but it doesn't want to attach right now. No, and I just disconnected stuff, trying to make it so. Come on. Hello, hello. It did it. Oh, okay, cool. Let's try it with the other side. All right, we got something here. So let's disconnect this arm from that side, and then lay the arm down there, and then push it. Come on, push it good. Push it. Hey now. Hey now. Push it. And no, that didn't get it. And where's the groove on this side? Is that it? No. Why did it work for one side but not for the other side? Guess that's a question for another day. Wait, there it went. It did it. It did it. Oh my god, I did it. All right, so now we've got that looks a little better. It actually can move up and down now like a tow truck hook. Oh, isn't that neat? It doesn't move up and down much, and you got to make sure you put your fingers on there to make sure those hands stay in their little spots. But it does move. You can fold it down or kind of fold it up. Isn't that neat? Okay, all right. You know that's a little extra, and I appreciate little extras. I really do. So overall rating on the truck mode. I think the truck mode is pretty damn good. I'm going to give the truck mode a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I know. This thing is all over the place. So the robot mode got a 7 out of 10. The transformation gets a 5 out of 10. And the vehicle mode gets a 9 out of 10. I think it's about close to a perfect Freightliner truck as you're going to get. Wow. So overall, doing the math in my head real quick, just do. So we're just gonna end the 7, 5 together. We're gonna get the 12, and then we're gonna add the 9 to the 12. And we're gonna get the 21, and we're gonna divide 21 by 3. So at average rating 7. Isn't that nice? This game gets a 7 average. Yeah, that vehicle mode brought it up. Thank you for watching today's vehicle. Vehicle. Thanks for watching today's video review. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope you've enjoyed Sugar the cat interrupting with her weird, cute cat behaviors. Isn't that right, Sugar? Yeah. But I'll be back tomorrow with the letter I from Building Braille. We did a mix-up in the schedule because this Sunday's Mother's Day, and I wanted to make sure that the day was free. So I took last Sunday off to change the entire schedule so that the Building Braille will now be on Fridays. And now I'm going to take some time off, eat a little lunch, and then get back to this and try and record a how quickly can a blind man transform it kind of thing. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.